All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another pathfinding section. And have you ever wondered why it seems as though some people are just perpetually stagnant in life? It seems 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, there seems to be absolutely no progress. There is no advancement. There is no iota of improvement in their life, spiritually, financially, economically, touching all ramifications of life. There seems to be absolutely no progress. The question is why? And that's exactly what we're going to attempt to answer right this day. Now, before we proceed upon that, I want to give us a very instructive story I found in the scripture that literally transformed my philosophy about some things as touching life. There was this king, a prince actually, a landlord if you may. He gave talents to some of his stewards, and the scripture stipulated that he gave unto one 5, and the other he gave 2, and to the last one he gave 1. So he gave unto one 5, unto one 2, unto one 1. Now, after a significant time, this man returned and probing to find out what exactly have you done with what I have given you. He found this, that the one he gave 5 talents to had actually doubled it. The second one he gave 2 talents to also doubled it. Now the third one did nothing, absolutely nothing. In fact, he literally hid the talent so it could have brought nothing as a reward, as a profit, right? Now, here was the commendation this owner, this king gave to these stewards. The first one: Master, you gave me 5, here is 5 more. I invested it in some business, I did a whole lot of things, I tried so many things, I failed, but eventually I succeeded in doubling what you gave me. Here was his commendation: well done, thou good and faithful servant. Second one: Master, you gave me 2. I don't know why you didn't give me 5 as you gave to the first person. I know I trust your judgment, but I did the best I could with the 2 you gave me. I didn't complain, I didn't murmur, I didn't consider you to be wicked and unjust. I just did the best I could with the 2 I have, and now I have 2 more. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. The last one: Master, you gave me 1 talent, and I know you to be a very wicked and a very hard man. And by reason of that, I went to hide the talent, and because you are hard and you like to reap where you do not sow, I want to make sure that you do not reap where you do not sow. And here is your 1 talent. I've kept it intact, have it. Here was his reply: thou wicked and unprofitable servant. He casted that person out of the sight. Now, what's the moral of this story? There are many of us who are literal poor, terrible managers. In fact, we literally don't manage anything around our lives properly. We're not managing anything: our finances, our resources, our relationships, our whatever comes to us. We just poor when it comes to managing it. And there is a danger in that, right? I mean, imagine the one he gave the 5 talents to doubled it. He tried a lot of things, he failed. He eventually succeeded in doubling it. The one he gave, he said, and here was another instructive line in that passage. He says, because you have been faithful with little, more shall be committed to you. If you're not faithful with little, who will commit more to you? That's the question you should ask yourself. And here is one alibi many of us give. We say, I don't have, what do you want me to manage? I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. The roof is leaking. I literally can't. I'm living from hand to mouth. I can't save. If I save, I starve. I can't cut down on my expenses. There is literally nowhere I can manage more than I'm managing right now. Now, I'm submitting to us that is exactly false. Yes, you heard me. It is totally false, because you can always do better than you are right now. The truth is, if you stop getting better, you stop dying, right? Once you stop growing, you start depleting. You deplete to the extent that you're nothing. So ask yourself this very important question: how can I manage my life better? And very quickly, I like to be concise. There are 2 aspects of your life that if you do not manage properly, trust me, you will fail woefully. Very, very important aspect. The first one is your mind. Now, what do I mean by you have to manage your mind? You ask me, Pathfinder, how do I manage my mind? bro, you need to start managing the things that come to your mental space, what you allow, what you consume, the resources, the materials, the videos, the books, what you read, what you allow your eyes to gaze upon. There are many of us who have porn in our minds, right? We literally, all we're thinking about is immorality. And you know why that is? Because the truth is, you were bedded empty, right? When you were bedded, there was literally, I'm saying this, scientifically proven, there was nothing in your mind. You did not have the ability to think as touching. There was a open space in your consciousness, right? So everything that you began to experience was now being poured directly into that vessel. So prior to that pouring, that vessel was empty. Now the question you should ask yourself is, why am I thinking the way I'm thinking? And the answer to that is because you have been consuming what you've been consuming. So if you want to stop thinking the way you're thinking, because it is absolutely your thoughts that will ultimately produce the results that you find around your lives, right? Whatever you think about is whatever you think about, whatever you meditate upon, whatever you constantly allow in your mental space is what will ultimately expand and multiply in your life experiences, right? If you keep thinking about negative, pessimistic, cynicistic things, malevolent intentions, then that's really what's going to materialize in your life. So you need to start changing, managing constructively and intentionally what you allow into your mind. What is your mind consuming? What is your mind putting forth? What are your thoughts like? What are the products of your mind? Because everything in life is built twice, right? There is nothing built once. Everything you see, from our space exploration today to the first invention of the photographic still photo camera, to our keyboards, whatever, your phone that you're using to consume this information right now, it was all first built in the mind. Without the faculty of the mind, trust me, the only thing a human being has unique is his mind. Everything else, literally, that a human being has, he has in common with a pig and a monkey. A pig and a monkey, literally. Everything you have in your body right now, your lungs, your liver, your eyes, your nose, whatever you have in common with a pig and a monkey. But the only thing that keeps you out is your mind. The question is, how are you managing your mind? And you need to be very intentional about answering this question, right? You ask yourself, intending to know, not just to throw the question out there. I am not there to bully you to answer this question. You need to be very honest with yourself. How am I managing my mind? Who are the people I'm hanging around with? Because you are the average of your friends. If you hang around 5 people who are purposeless, who talk rubbish always, perpetually, once you come around them, all they talk about is nothing beneficial. They are not visionary, they are not purposeful, there is nothing that begets discipline in their life. They are not constrained in any way. There is nothing they can say, okay, fine, I can't do this because I am going here. Nothing. If you hang around such people and there are 5 in your group, then trust me, you did not count well. Why? Because you are actually the 6th person. Yes, you're actually the 6th person, and that's also true vice versa. If you hang around 5 people who are futuristic, who are purposeful, who are destiny oriented, then you do not also count well. Because why? You are the 6th person in that company. So what exactly are you allowing into your mind space? Change that and start consuming information. Change your paradigm. Am I promising it's going to be stressless? Am I promising it's going to be all milk and honey? No. In fact, I'm promising the opposite of that. It's going to be a whole lot stressful, a whole lot uneasy. It has to be intentional. It is a process. What the difference between who you are right now and who you want to become is what you're yet to know and do. Let me reiterate that for a moment. So the difference between who you are right now and the vision you see of yourself, the person you see in the big picture up there, the big screen, the great vision, the great you that you're seeing, is what you're yet to know and to do. So the moment you begin to know more things that are leading you constructively and intentionally to that destination and make up your mind to do those things, then it is inevitable that you'll get there. Just trust me on that. Believe me, once you start consuming and training your mind to think in a certain way, the truth is, whatever you think about is you're thinking of that thing to the exclusion and seclusion of everything else you could be thinking at that moment, right? I hope you understand that. So whatever your mind is meditating, you cannot double think. You don't have the ability as a human being to think about multiple things at the same time. It happens like this. So you think of one thing, you drop it when you're about to take another, right? So if you keep on pondering on negative, despairing, diminishing, destiny-killing thoughts, then trust me, you are doing your life a whole lot of ill, because you're not on the vehicle that will transport you to the glorious future that you supposedly say to yourself you want. And if you're not on that vehicle, then you can't get there, right? So ask yourself this very, very, very important question. What am I doing right now that is designed to make me intended to complacency? What am I doing it right now that is designed to limit my mind? And the answer to this question is going to transform your life, trust me. It has transformed the lives of a whole lot of people. I know that sounds motivational speaking and cliche, but it's true. And you say to me, Pathfinder, well, I know and I trust that you know what you're saying. But I mean, you're not suggesting that I just push away all the friends that I have, I push them aside. You're not suggesting that I studied this. I enjoy movies. I love watching movies. It's what I love. The question is, how has that worked for you thus far, right? You've been watching movies, a whole lot of movies, consuming. You're not inclined to personal development. You're not consuming anything new. You are constantly consuming information that is hedonistic. You're just deriving pleasure from it. It's not stretching you. You're not expanding. There is no growth in the comfort zone. So if you know that thus far you've been doing things that are giving you comfort, the question is this where you want to be? And if it's not, you need to kick out of the comfort zone. You need to start doing things that make you uncomfortable, that stretch you, that build you, that do not promise comfort for you, but are necessary for you to advance your life and achieve the destiny that you duly, I believe this, you duly deserve. So ask yourself, what am I allowing into my mental space? And decide to begin right now to change that. The second resource, or the second thing you need to be better in managing, is your resources. Now, what do I mean by your resources? And I know this is where many of us will, try to get back into our shells and say, well, it's touching a point that I know I could be guilty of, but truly I can justifiably say I am not guilty of. I have responsibility, I have things to cater for, I have people to cater for. I can't manage my resources any more strenuously than I am currently doing. I tell you this, and lovingly so, you lie. Truly, you lie. You can truly manage your resources better than you're doing right now. How do you do that? I'm not suggesting the same strategy that is applicable to a 20-year-old to a 50 or 40-year-old man with 2 kids, a wife, a business, or staff to cater for. No, I'm not suggesting the same strategy. In fact, I'm suggesting 2 absolutely different strategies. The strategy that is applicable to the man or a young boy in high school who is still his own responsibility, his only responsibility is himself, right? And the person who is currently having 2 children to feed, a wife is there, staff to manage, a business to run, they are not going to apply same strategies. In fact, if they swap strategies, then it's going to be a total disaster for them, right? It's going to kill both of them. So each is supposed to maintain his strategy. Now here's the strategy I'm suggesting for you as a 20-year-old high school student. You need to start saving intentionally, and I personally suggest you save at least 50% of your income, because the truth is currently you do not have a whole lot of responsibilities. You can live below your means, right? And I know that there is something fundamentally wrong, you would say. What do you mean live below my means? It is true that you should live comfortably. I agree with that. But the truth is, in your state of comfort, it is going to be to the detriment of your future success. So if you say if you committed to hedonism, if you committed to instant gratification, pleasure, instant pleasure, your future is crying, weeping profusely, because you're not thinking of it. You're not thinking of what's going to be there. And here's the danger in that. When you fail eventually, when you get to age 50, age 60, age 70, and your life is not a testimony but a warning, it's not a key, but instead a padlock, guess what's going to happen? You're not only going to fail yourself, you're not only going to fail your dreams, you're not only going to fail your family, you're not only going to fail your parents, you're not only going to fail your kids, your wife, your immediate family, your staffs, you're going to fail everybody you know right now and everybody you do not know. And more unbearable is that you fail your maker, the one who had given you a purpose to fulfill, and you going to be that one unfaithful servant who said, I did not do anything with what you gave me because it was too small and I know you to be a hard man. I mean, why did you give me one? You give to somebody a whole 5. You give somebody can play football, somebody can play basketball, somebody, look at this man, he can sing, he speaks so well, he's so handsome, he has all these abilities, these potentials. How come I'm not like him? Because you didn't give me all these potentials, I'm not going to make use of what I have right now to do something better in the society. Trust me, you're going to fail your maker, and that's not something you can bear. Somebody said this, and I believe it's very true, very instructive nevertheless. He said that the ideal way for somebody to die is for him to sit on his deathbed, and while he is transited, he has his family, his children and his loved ones communing with him while he transits. Now picture this, and let's reverse that image, right? Imagine you are on your deathbed, and instead of your family, instead of your children, instead of your wife, instead of your loved ones with you round your deathbed, communing with you while you're transiting, it's the ideas, the innovations, the visions, the dreams that you were supposed to bet that you refused to bet. And what they're saying to you is, I came to you, you're supposed to be the channel through which I will materialize, but you coward, you refuse to proceed upon it. You refuse to proceed upon the things that the universe gave to you to do. And right now I am dying with you, and most likely it's going to take maybe 150, 120 years for somebody to be so constructed to warrant the bearing of this vision. Me, that I'm dying with you right now, I can only be rebutted 20, 50 years from now, possibly. And it's your fault. You refuse. You were scared. You refuse to proceed with faith. Now, that's a very terrible way to die, right? You wouldn't want to die that way. I suggest this to you. You don't want to die that way. So you want to be very intentional in making constructive progress with your life. And the 2 ways that you can do that, starting from now, right now, when you get this message, and I pray this gets to you on time. And amidst my prayer is also the justification that it's not really too late for anybody, right? I don't care what your current age is right now. I don't care where you are right now in your life, in terms of the advancement you've made thus far. You can start right now to make progress, and not just progress, constructive progress. And what that entails is this, that you need to employ a strategy. The difference between where you are right now and where you're going is a strategy, a vehicle that will transport you there. And what's that vehicle called? It's called a strategy. Let's define a strategy here very quickly. A strategy is a synchronized step-by-step plan from point A to B. Now that's English, right? So let's break it down. What do I mean by synchronized step-by-step plan? It has to lay and relay on each other, right? You need to know that this is what I'm going to do now, and after 2 days, this is what I'm going to do. Right now I'm in my gestation period. What I am not seeking to be known. I am seeking to know. This is the stage I am right now in my life. The stage of acquisition of knowledge. I am not seeking to be famous. I am not seeking to be popular, as beautiful and as eventual as that will be. But right now, what I can do with what I have is to consume knowledge, to read. And I suggest this to you, very, very importantly. Do not seek to be known, but seek to know. Because it is what you know that the world is going to yield its attention to. Now, here begs a question. If the whole world turns his ears to hear what you have to say. Do you have something to say or not? I'm going to leave us with this question, so wait for it to the end of the section, right? That's very important that you understand, right? You need to be constructive in your progress. You don't just wishfully think. You can't keep wishfully thinking about what you want. You need to be very decisive, very constructive. What does it take? Who do I need to know? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to meet? What materials do I need to consult? What skills am I here to have that I need eventually? What do I need to do? What business is necessary? What are the resources? You need to have these arsenals with you, right? It's like having a bowl of all these weapons. You need to have all these weapons. Who do I need to know? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to consult? What materials? What seminars do I go? What information do I need? You need to be able to shoot these arrows very intentionally, right? And it's true in all aspects of your life. In your spiritual life, in the development of your spiritual life, in the development of your financial life, your relational life, your relationship with everybody, your spouse, your workers, your family, all and sundry. You need to be very, very intentional about making constructive progress. And I'm suggesting to you right now that you need to employ a strategy. So very quickly, let's just summarize what we've said so far. There are two aspects of your life you need to be more deliberate in managing. You are currently a very poor manager, and I'm suggesting to you right now that if you can only manage these two areas of your life better, you're going to transform your life positively. Number one is your mind. What you allow into your mind space, what you think about most of the times, the people you allow to indoctrinate you, what comes out of your thinking processes. You need to be very intentional in managing that. Secondly is your resources, and this doesn't only touch your finances, it touches your relationships, because relationships are resources. You are 4 people away from your greatest breakthrough, and that's a fact. The truth is, you're going to know at least 1,000 people through the course of your life, and those 1,000 people are going to know 1,000. So that keeps you 1 person away from 1,000,000 people, literally, and then 2 people away from a whole billion, especially with the aid of social media nowadays, right? So you need to be very intentional in managing all resources in your life. Your finances, very important, because trust me, no matter what area of your life grows, no matter what aspect of your life booms, if you do not make constructive progress in the area of finances, then all will be obscure. It will be as though nothing even happened. You can grow spiritually. If you are poor, a poor man's wisdom is despised. Trust me, no matter how wise you are. Remember, just listen to that statement. A poor man's wisdom is despised. He is wise, but he's poor. He's despised. So you need to make sure that you are wise, but certainly you're not poor. I'm not saying you should be extravagant, but then be able to be financially not comfortable but luxurious, because it's when you get to a state of luxury that's when you can be more proficient in helping, right? You need to be more proficient in helping others, and that is ultimately bent on how financially well-to-do you are, right? So make sure that you are a better manager starting from today in those 2 areas: your finances, your resources, and then your mindset. And I want to leave us with a very, very important assignment, right? We made a video last week touching relationships, 5 effects of all associations. What everybody you meet is doing to you. I'll leave the link down in the description below this video or somewhere around the screen. Please go watch that video. Trust me, it's going to transform your thinking. It's going to transform your philosophy, I dare to say so, about the relationships you are allowing in your space right now and the effect they are doing to you, and all that's positive and negative, right? But let me leave you at suspense. Just click the link below this video, maybe in the description better still, and go watch that video. Second thing is that I'm going to leave us with a PDF file that contains a whole body of information on how you can manage your life better, as touching your finances, as touching it's a guide, right? A constructive guide, a step-by-step guide to how you can become a better manager. Yes, you can literally say I suggest this to you, right? That when somebody asks you, what do? You can boldly and proudly say, I am a manager. Truly, you are a manager. You are the manager of your life, because if you do not manage your life properly, trust me, there is no safety net somewhere. Nobody is coming for the rescue. You are your backup. So it is very important you start managing your life intentionally starting today. So I'm going to leave us with a resource, a total giveaway from me to you, totally free. It took a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of teamwork to going into that material, but I'll give it to us totally free of charge. Just my gift, the Pathfinder, to you. And trust me, you want to share it to as many as you can see and find, because you're not only mandated to touch your own life, you're also required to touch the lives of many other people, because that's ultimately what's going to fulfill you as an individual, right? You derive more pleasure and happiness from knowing that you're helping. Your life is making a contribution to other people's life, right? Not only your life as it stands. So make sure you share to as many as you can see and find. And if you're yet to join this family, the Pathfinder Global Family, I oblige you. Please do that right now. I don't know what you're waiting for, but trust me, this is the best family you could be part of, the Pathfinders Global Family. So click on the subscribe button, turn off the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we post contents like this that could make your life better, right? And share this video also to as many as you can see and find, because trust me, it is going to help a whole lot of people to become better managers than they currently are. Now here goes my question. If the whole world turns its ears to hear what you have to say, do you have something to say or not? Consider answering this question and be very intentional about it. Much love from me to you, the Pathfinder. I love you. Do take very good care of yourself. If not for anything, and if not for anybody, do that for me. I truly love you. Do take care of yourself, right? Take care. Bye-bye.